I'm feeling a sense of inner peace. Something I haven't felt in a very long time. Instead of being clouded with thoughts of revenge and retribution, I feel only serenity and fulfillment. Of course, I've been also dabbling in my old pastimes as well. Take a look around, and feel free to share the fruits of my labour. I think by now most within the guild are well aware of what transpired between Mercer, Frey and ourselves. The notion that the Nightingales are a fictive group has long since passed. If you wish to wear your Nightingale armour within the guild, I'm certain that no one would give it a second thought.
Come, coward. Now we fight! Enough games! Let's end this! I claim your soul for Nocturnal! The shadows will be your undoing! Your death will be swift! Come, taste darkness's embrace. Your life is forfeit. I bring death from the shadows. By Nocturnal's grace, I will defeat you. I'll bury my blade in your heart. Your fate is sealed. Nocturnal, guide my hand. Dodge this. Darkness consume you. Shadows take you.
Wait, I hear something.
So, you reveal yourself.
I know you're here. Show yourself. Shadows consume you.
A bold but foolish move.
Hiding only prolongs the inevitable. The afterlife will bring you darkness. Bless you, Lady of Shadows. I live another day. I send you to your rest.
You are no match for a Nightingale. The burden of death approaches. Ha! Found you.
That's the end of that. That'll teach you to cross me.
Who's there? Hey!
I'll get you. I'm not done yet.
I knew I heard something. Now you're mine. Where'd you go? Die! You're dead! Fall, damn you!
Guess it was nothing after all. I must have been hearing things.
There you are.
What was that?
No! Enough of this! Damn it! No more!
Come on. Show yourself. I'm going to find you. No one here now. Must have scared him off.
Where'd you come from? Come back here! Where are you? You can't hide forever. You can't get away from me. Show yourself! Yeah! You're as good as dead! Come on! I will kill you! You're pathetic!
God! The pain! You'll pay for this! Oh. I don't believe those rumours, my friend. Besides, who would ever want to harm such beauty? Glad the antidote is taking effect. All I had hoped was to capture Mercer alive. I promise you, the thought crossed my mind. The poison on that arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot. Without the antidote I administered, you'd be as still as a statue. I treated your wounds and didn't leave you defenseless. The poison on that arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot, and yet I used it on you. More than you'll ever realize. The poison on that arrow took me a year to perfect. I only had enough for a single shot. I made a split-second decision to get you out of the way, and it prevented your death. My original intention was to use that arrow on Mercer. But I never had a clear shot. Easy. Easy. Don't get up so quickly. How are you feeling? No, I saved your life. My arrow was tipped with a unique paralytic poison. It slowed your heart and kept you from bleeding out. Had I intended to kill you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. My purpose in using Snowvale Sanctum to ambush Mercer wasn't simply for irony's sake. Before both of you arrived, I recovered a journal from Gallus's remains. I suspect the information we need is written inside. Mercer must be brought before the guild to answer for what he's done. He needs to pay for Gallus's murder. I wish I knew. The journal is written in some sort of language I've never seen before. There were 3 of us. Myself, Gallus, and Mercer. We were an anonymous splinter of the Thieves' Guild in Riften. Perhaps I'll tell you more about it later. Right now, you need to head for Winterhold with the journal and get the translation. Here, take these as well. They may prove useful for your journey. Enther, Gallus's friend at the College of Winterhold. Of course. It's the only outsider Gallus trusted with the knowledge of his Nightingale identity. I'm no fool, Mercer. Crossing blades with you would be a death sentence, but I can promise the next time we meet, it will be your undoing. Did you forget the oath we took as Nightingales? Did you expect him to simply ignore your methods? Give me a reason to try. Not quick enough, otherwise Gallus would still be alive. To ensure an enemy's defeat, you must first undermine his allies. It was the first lesson Gallus taught us. Does the journal say where this wealth came from? Anything else, Enther? Anything about the Nightingales? Shadows preserve us. So it's true. I'm sorry, Enther. I can't say. All that matters is we deliver your translation to the guild immediately. Farewell, Enther. Words can't express. Remember, speak only to Enther. Trust no one else. We haven't much time for discussion, but what did you need? Shh. Listen to Enther. We can't afford to miss a single detail. Please make it brief. We have much to do. Let's listen to Enther's translation before we decide what to do. Please. There isn't much time. What is it? I'm afraid not. There are preparations to make, and Gallus's remains to lay to rest. I promise to join you there as soon as I can. It was Gallus who inducted me into the Nightingales, and honed my skills to a razor-sharp point. I owe everything to him. We were very close. He was a scholar, a master thief, and a natural leader. Everyone respected him and followed him without question. Gallus once said he felt comfortable around me, able to let his guard down. I can't help but think that I'm responsible for what happened to him. I can promise you if it comes to that, and my back's to the wall, I won't hesitate. For 25 years I ran, never sleeping in the same place twice and carefully covering my tracks. Mercer lied to the guild, branded me a murderer, and slandered my name across his network of contacts. Mercer doesn't need to die. He needs to feel the cold sting of fate as his life crumbles in front of him and he's hunted by the guild. As a Nightingale, I've been sworn to secrecy regarding the sepulchre. I know the guild doesn't do much to foster faith, but I'm going to have to ask that you continue to trust me. If the guild isn't willing to listen to reason, you might have to. We must hasten to Riften before Mercer can do any more damage to the guild. I'll make for Riften and scout the situation. See if I can discover what Mercer's up to. When you're ready, meet me at the Ragged Flagon. In the meantime, I wanted you to have this. It belonged to Gallus, but given the circumstances, I think he'd approve. I felt the same way when Gallus first revealed these things to me. I think given time you'll understand what I mean. Everything that represents Nocturnal's influence is contained within the walls of the sepulchre. Now it seems Mercer's broken his oath with Nocturnal, and defiled the very thing he swore to protect. You've come this far, so I see no harm in concealing it any longer. The Twilight Sepulchre is the temple to Nocturnal. It's what the Nightingales are sworn to protect with their lives. I'll watch for Mercer. Just get the information we need. Come on. We need to show the journal to the guild. How can I help? Quickly. What is it? I'm relieved Brynjolf has an open mind, or that could have gotten bloody. The time for talk has passed. We must hurry. Time is of the essence here. Please hurry back. Then we show them Gallus's journal and hope for the best. Remember, we have proof and all he's got is his word. Keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what to expect when we enter the cistern. I'm glad you're here. I think some of these people are beginning to suspect who I am. Are you ready to face the guild? Are you finished with your other business and ready to face the guild? All I can tell you for now is that he's abused his authority as a Nightingale. Be patient and your time will come. As a Nightingale, I took an oath and was sworn to secrecy. I have Gallus's journal. I think you'll find its contents disturbing. He didn't need to pick the lock. It's true, Brynjolf. Every word. Mercer's been stealing from the guild for years, right under your noses. Please, lower your weapons so we can speak. I have proof that you've all been misled. My appetite for Mercer's demise exceeds my craving for wealth, Your Grace. Yes. That's why we need to prepare ourselves and meet Mercer on equal footing. If she's to accept you as one of her own, an arrangement must be struck. To hold any hope of defeating Mercer, we must have Nocturnal at our backs. Now, if you'll both proceed to the armory to don your Nightingale armor, we can begin the oath. Beyond this gate is the first step in becoming a Nightingale. The terms are quite simple, Brynjolf. Nocturnal will allow you to become a Nightingale and use your abilities for whatever you wish. And in return, both in life and in death, you must serve as a guardian of the Twilight Sepulchre. I have 2 others that wish to transact the oath, to serve you both in life and in death. My lady, I've come before you to throw myself upon your mercy and to accept responsibility for my failure. The assumption that the Nightingales were just a myth was seeded within the guild on purpose. It helped divert attention from our true nature. This isn't about religion, Brynjolf. It's business. I call upon you, Lady Nocturnal, Queen of Murk and Empress of Shadow. Hear my voice. Lady Nocturnal, we accept your terms. We dedicate ourselves to you as both your avengers and your sentinels. We will honor our agreement in this life and the next, until your conditions have been met. What's wrong, Brynjolf? I can almost hear your brow furrowing. This is Nightingale Hall. You're the first of the uninitiated to set foot inside in over a century. Brynjolf, the time has come to decide Mercer's fate. Until a new guildmaster is chosen, the decision falls to you. We have to be very careful, Brynjolf. Mercer is a Nightingale, an agent of Nocturnal, just outside of Riften. Beyond the southeast gate is a small path cut up the mountainside. At the end of that path is a clearing and an old standing stone. I'd ask you both to meet me there. This isn't about religion or destiny. This is nothing more than a business transaction between yourself and Nocturnal. Consider this an extremely risky job, but with a massive potential for profit, and you'll do fine. It's my hope that you will, yes. If you wish to talk, I'll be here for a bit. Proceed down the hall to the gate when you're ready. This way, please. Please hurry. We need to catch Mercer before he leaves Skyrim. I promise you, all your questions will be answered. You just have to trust me. You appear ready for the oath. You appear hesitant to don your Nightingale armor. What's troubling you is just ahead. Please, keep following. I'm preparing to leave for the Standing Stone. What is it? We'll speak when the oath is complete. I'm glad you're here. This is the headquarters of the Nightingales, cut into the mountainside by the first of our kind. We've come to seek the edge we need to defeat Mercer Frey. If you'll follow me, I'll try to explain on the way. Before we depart, Brynjolf has some business to discuss. I suggest you listen to him. Very true. In our line of work, it's quite rare we set out to return a stolen item to its rightful owner. As time passed, our luck would diminish to the point of non-existence, and whether you know it or not, our uncanny luck defines our trade. If the key isn't returned to its lock in the Twilight Sepulchre, things will never be the same for the guild. I'm afraid that's impossible. Good. Then you understand why this is about more than just Mercer's lust for power. Although it would benefit the guild more than you can imagine, in the end it would do more harm than good. All of us possess untapped abilities, the potential to wield great power securely sealed within our minds. Well, yes. But the key isn't only restricted to physical barriers. Once you realize the key can access these traits, the potential becomes limitless. Now that you've transacted the oath, it's time to reveal the final piece of the puzzle to you. Mercer's true crime. Mercer was able to unlock the guild's vault without 2 keys because of what he stole from the Twilight Sepulchre. The skeleton key. By doing this, he's compromised our ties to Nocturnal and, in essence, caused our luck to run dry. Good. After I open the gate, please stand on the western circle. In return, you'll be required to defend the Twilight Sepulchre and everything within when the need arises. More importantly, upon your death, your spirit will be bound to the Twilight Sepulchre as one of its guardians. By transacting the oath with Nocturnal, you're entering into a business deal. You'll be provided all of the power and knowledge befitting a Nightingale. You're free to use those powers as you see fit, to further your own goals, or the goals of the Thieves' Guild. Once the oath has been struck, the terms are binding. Knowing this, are you ready to undergo the ceremony? What about you? Are you ready to transact the oath with Nocturnal? From the moment you were struck with my poisoned arrow at Snowvale Sanctum, my path changed its course. Perhaps I couldn't bring Mercer back alive, but together we were able to clear my name and to put Gallus's memory to rest. I'd always intended Mercer's fate to ultimately be decided by the guild. and it seems they've spoken.
Fight it, Brynjolf! He's taken control of you! Damn you, Mercer! Damn! This place is coming down! Quick! Get the skeleton key and the eye and let's get out of here! We have to find another way out of here before the place fills with water.
This is where we saw Mercer. We must be getting close. I can hear water rushing through these pipes. We must be beneath a lake. This must be their hive. We'll have to keep silent if we want to avoid drawing their attention. The only reason he'd do that would be to block pursuit. It must be Mercer. We'll have to find another way around. Mercer must have triggered these pistons. We're going to have to search for a way to open them. Can't say that I have. Imagine the riches hidden within these walls. There's a mass of the farmer in this chamber. We can sneak through or take them down. I don't care. As long as we get to Mercer. It's a dwarven centurion. Very tough and very deadly.
It's Mercer. Look, down there.
Wait a moment. What's that? Farmer patrol up ahead. I don't think they know we're here. He's close. I'm certain of it. We must prepare ourselves. Even the farmer don't deserve the pain these implements must have inflicted. The dwarves were a cruel race. He's toying with us. He wants us to follow. It's the key, Brynjolf. In his hands there's no telling what he's capable of. Climb down that ledge. See if you can... He's here, and he hasn't seen us yet. Brynjolf, watch the door.
This place is coming down. Let's get out of here.
Mercer's here. I can feel it. Be careful. There's no telling what lurks within these walls. With any luck, this will be Mercer's final day alive. This place, it's like a maze. How did the dwarves find their way around? This is just like old times. Keep as quiet as you can. The farmer may be blind, but they can still hear us. If Mercer leaves here with the eyes, we'll never see him again. We have to get the key back.
This place is coming down. Let's get out of here.
We're right behind you. Lead on. We're ready. We're with you. Will do. Don't stray too far away or else we'll come after you. All right. But don't wander ahead too far, or else we'll be forced to come find you. No problem. But if you get too far away, we're going to catch up. We should tread carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if he's left behind a few surprises for us. Mercer's been here. I hope we aren't too late. Brynjolf and I found them like that. Mercer's doing. We have to catch up to him before it's too late. If Nocturnal was truly displeased with me, with any of us, she wouldn't have answered my call. I have no doubt that we still hold her favour, and I believe it gives us enough of an edge to defeat Mercer Frey. You merely transacted the oath, signed the unwritten contract with Nocturnal. In order for us to receive our abilities, our end of the bargain, I'm afraid the key must be returned. With the skeleton key missing from the Twilight Sepulchre, I'm afraid Mercer's seen to it that none of us can benefit from Nocturnal's gifts. Take this with you. I'm not certain if it will help within the walls of the Sepulchre, but I certainly don't need it as much as you. I've had this bow almost my entire life, and it's never let me down. I hope it brings you the same luck. I can't believe it's over. 25 years in exile, and just like that, it's done. All that remains is to ensure the safe return of the skeleton key. I'm afraid it's not that simple. When the skeleton key was stolen from the Twilight Sepulchre, our access to the inner sanctum was removed. The only way to bring it back will be through the Pilgrim's Path. Brynjolf is needed back at the Thieves' Guild to keep order while you're away, and I can't bear to face Nocturnal after my failure to protect the key. I'm afraid you'll have to face the end of your journey alone. It wasn't created for the Nightingales. It was created to test those who wish to serve Nocturnal in other ways. As a consequence, I have no knowledge of what you'll be facing. Yes. Now that you're a Nightingale, you may consider this your home. You'll find that this place offers many things that will help you in your endeavours, as well as a wealth of information for you to learn. Once the skeleton key has been restored to the Twilight Sepulchre, I'll make this place my home as well. Mercer's been careful so far. I don't think he'd just leave those plans behind unless he had his reasons. For someone in possession of the skeleton key, stealing the eyes of the farmer would be child's play. No. He means to ambush us down here. I'm almost certain of it. The conduit to Nocturnal's realm, the realm of Evergloam, has been in Skyrim, well, longer than recorded history. The Twilight Sepulchre was constructed around it by man and Mer in order to shield it from those who would exploit its power. It's through this conduit that we're given Nocturnal's greatest gift, our luck. What she gains in return is a complete mystery. Choose your path, and your journey will be complete. I've been a Nightingale for a very long time. I sold my allegiance to Nocturnal in exchange for many profitable years of thieving. Falling in love with Gallus was wrong. It was a distraction that allowed the sepulchre to be desecrated, and it likely cost him his life. Until the key is returned, I will never set foot inside that place again. Yes, fellow Nightingale, the Guild has welcomed me back with open arms. I feel like a void in my life has finally been filled. I only hope that this isn't an ending to things, but actually the beginning. Now, your life as a Nightingale begins. Should the need arise, you'll be summoned to the sepulchre in order to defend it. There are pockets brimming with coin, and coffers overflowing with riches ripe for the picking. We may be Nightingales, but in our hearts we're still thieves, and we're damn good at what we do. Why, perhaps the greatest crime spree Skyrim's ever known. This agent of strife can send forth a tendril of pure darkness into the heart of another, causing great injury to them. At the same time, this tether will bolster the agent's own life force, making him stronger. The agent of subterfuge utilizes shadow to cloud the judgment of those around him. By weaving the darkness to their will, this agent can manipulate others into fighting for the Nightingale for a limited time. The agent of stealth is the master of remaining unseen. They are able to manipulate the darkness and use it to their advantage. On moonlit nights or in darkened rooms, this agent literally becomes invisible. Nocturnal seemed quite pleased with your efforts. I'm glad you were able to bring the key back safely. I wouldn't take that to heart. It's her way. Think of her as a scolding mother continually pushing you harder to be successful, outwardly sounding angry, but silently content. I assure you, had she been displeased with you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. This is Nocturnal's way of maintaining balance. If you ever feel the need to change your abilities, you can return to the sepulchre and step onto a different circle. Be warned that once you've chosen, you can't reselect for at least a day. The circles at the base of the Ebonmere imbue you with powers befitting a Nightingale agent. The crescent moon represents the agent of shadow, the half moon for the agent of subterfuge, and the full moon for the agent of strife. Even though Nocturnal doesn't desire worship in the traditional sense, the Twilight Sepulchre propagated a small group of priests. Of course, they'd never come into direct contact with Nocturnal, but they insisted they had her favor. As part of their duties, the priests created all sorts of baseless rituals and ceremonies, all on Nocturnal's behalf. These priests weren't a threat to the Skeleton Key, or the conduit to Nocturnal's realm, so they were tolerated. One of their ceremonies involved the Pilgrim's Path, a so-called test of worthiness. If a pilgrim was able to complete the path, it was said that they would live forever in twilight. What that means is anyone's guess. What will you do now, my love? Farewell, Gallus. Eyes open. Walk with the shadows. I feared I would never see you again. I was afraid you'd become like the others. Gallus! Will I ever see you again? If this place is in danger ever again, the shadows will call. Should the need arise, a portal connects the sepulchre and Nightingale Hall. Use it whenever you wish. I've decided to make my home at Nightingale Hall. Since it's your home as well, I hope to see you and Brynjolf there. Of course, I may visit some of Skyrim's cities to acquire things from time to time. Can't afford to get rusty now, can we? Absolutely. When we say, walk with the shadows, we are asking those Nightingales who have passed on to protect us. It's believed that they are literally what guides our uncanny luck, by placing their hands in ours. That's why the Ebonmere needed to be reopened. Without it, there's no way Nocturnal was able to allow them through. Gallus's oath has been paid. His actions have satisfied the terms. Now his spirit becomes one with the Evergloam, the realm of perpetual twilight and the cradle of shadow. No, not gone. He's become one with the shadows. This is the greatest honor a Nightingale can possibly achieve. In death, he's become a part of that which we used to live. Farewell. Eyes open, and walk with the shadows. Yes, Nightingale? What is it? A moment, please. Indirectly. The Trinity is usually selected from the ranks of the Guild, although its existence is a closely guarded secret. Gallus, Mercer, Frey and I were once members of what's known as the Nightingale Trinity. The Trinity disbanded 25 years ago when Mercer Frey betrayed us by slaying Gallus and dumping his body in the ruins of Snowvale Sanctum. The Nightingales protect the Temple of Nocturnal, a place known as the Twilight Sepulchre. She's the mistress of night and darkness, and the patron of every thief in Tamriel. Like a novice picking an impossible lock, or a blind man suddenly turning to face you as you reach for his pocket. Again, you have to think differently. Haven't you ever noticed how our luck behaves? It's through these subtle means that Nocturnal influences us. Nocturnal isn't one for worship and reverence. There are no priests and no sermons, no services, and no alms. She influences our luck, and in return, demands payment. You're closer to understanding than you realize. The only difference is she doesn't demand payment in the traditional sense, and sometimes the cost can be quite high, whether you know it or not. Nocturnal dictates how well we perform as rogues. Nocturnal's whim is the greatest mystery to everyone. There have been volumes written on the subject. Does she exact payment when we die? When we suffer? Does she revel in our misery? No one knows. The return certainly seems worth the risk, though. What are you doing talking to me? Didn't you know Brynjolf's been trying to find you? It's time to install you as Guildmaster. I can't think of a better person for the job, Nightingale. After Brynjolf has installed you as Guildmaster, we can speak at length. Absolutely. Eyes open, and walk with the shadows. It was good speaking with you again. May the shadows guide your journey. Planning some exciting heists, I hope. Enjoying your newfound abilities, I trust. What brings you back to Nightingale Hall? I trust the night finds you well. Things seem to be going well at the Guild. I'm hearing good things about you from Brynjolf.